name is Brianna, and today I want to talk about my favorite books I've read so far in 2026. So from January to June, I read 28 books, and let's start with my physical copies. I will grab them now to show you. Okay, so I grabbed them. I'm actually shocked. I only have 3 physical copies of my favorite books this year with everything that I have back here. I only have 3. So let's start it with them. Earlier this year, of course, I had to do a reread of The Deal. This was a 5-star for me the first time, this 5-star the second time. If you haven't watched Off Campus, what are you doing? This is amazing. Everything about this. I mean, I'm sure you've heard of it by now. I don't need to tell you what it's about, but hockey romance, love. Like this whole shelf right here is just hockey romance. And this is my Elle Kennedy. And I have a couple loaned out to a friend. So I love hockey romance and Elle Kennedy. The next one I have here is In Her Own League. This is a spin-off of the Windy City series. I've been seeing the Windy City series everywhere for so long, and I don't know why it took me so long to read it, because now it's one of my all-time favorite series that I've ever read. I only finished the series earlier this year, and I already want to reread it, but I'm trying to hold off because I know they're making it into a TV show, and I don't want to reread it too soon. Basically, this spinoff is Monty, the baseball coach from 2 of the other books. He coaches 2 of the guys, and the owner of the team. I loved it, everything about it. I loved Monty, and I was intrigued by Reese, but I didn't realize how much I was going to love this. So check out Windy series and then continue on with this one. My last physical copy, it's different this time. I have heard lots of great things about this one. Again, it took me so long to read it. I don't know why. It isn't really fall vibes, like it gives off very fall, but reading it, it didn't feel like it had to be read in the fall at all. But this is by a Canadian author. It's her debut. I also just finished her arc for her second book, both of them 5 stars, spoiler alert. So basically this is a second chance romance. I've always thought I was a second chance romance hater, but turns out I'm actually a second chance romance lover because I keep reading them and I keep loving them. They keep being 5 stars for me. So who knew? I love second chance romance apparently, and it's set in New York, and it's so good. Like for a debut, I fell in love with her writing and her characters, and I'm probably gonna read anything and everything she ever writes. So okay, now let's get on to the books that I do not own but I'm still obsessed with. Let's start with Not That Kind of Proposal by Victoria Lavine. So she is a newer author. This is only her second book. I think it just released in July. So I read her first book, Any Trope But You, as an arc as well. And both books were 5 stars for me. Amazing. And again, another author. I'll probably read anything and everything she ever writes because she's just really good with tropes, really good with characters. I'm just going to tell you the MMC in this book is a divorce lawyer and the FMC is a wedding planner. Like, I don't think I need to say anything else. Like, that's enough for me. Enemies to Lovers, like Forced Proximity is just, it's so good. Please check out either one of her books or both. They're both amazing. Okay, let's go back to the Windy City series. Again, entire series was amazing, but I think my 2 favorites are The Right Move and Rewind It Back. It's really hard to not include Caught Up and Play Along because they're also amazing books and I absolutely loved everything about them. But I think The Right Move, just Ryan Shea is just different. And it is his sister's best friend that's also his temporary roommate, and it's just, he is everything you want MMC to be. Rewind It Back kind of surprised me. Based on the other books, I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about Rio's book just because he was kind of like the comedic relief. Like, I was like, I don't see how he can be like a serious MMC. But it might actually be my favorite of the 5, which is kind of surprising to me, but I loved it so much. And again, a second chance romance. I claim to be a hater, but apparently I'm not. All right, my next favorite is, of course, by Carley Fortune. It is her newest one, Our Perfect Storm. So I don't know if you can see, I have over here her first 4 books. So I'm obsessed with her. She's Canadian again. And if you didn't know, the book This Summer Will Be Different is set in PEI, which is where I live. And also Netflix is currently here right now filming. And I did see some stuff about a certain beach being closed down with no further explanation, so I kind of have a feeling they might be filming there, and so that'll be exciting to see. But anyways, Our Perfect Storm, amazing, loved it. Like childhood friends to lovers, not just friends to lovers. They've known each other for so long, and it was just so good, and I cried reading it. It was just everything. I love Carley Fortune. She can do no wrong in my eyes. Next up is by the one and only Elsie Silver, Wild Eyes. This is another great book. I've slowly been making my way through Elsie Silver's entire collection of books. So I read the Gold Rush Ranch series, and then I read Chestnut Springs, and now I'm of course reading the Rose Hill series. I'm currently on Wild Card, but in the first half of the year I read the Wild Love and Wild Eyes, and Wild Eyes was one of my favorites. Everything about West, loved him. Can't wait for the show. They just announced casting a couple days ago, so I'm really excited to see how that goes. Amazon Prime has done really great things with adaptations recently, so I'm so excited for it. And I mean, I'm sure you've heard of everything Elsie Silver because she's amazing. The next book is called Pot Shot by Laura Piper Lee. This one you probably haven't heard of. It did just come out, and I think she only has a couple books before this one. So she is a bit of a newer, lesser known author. But after reading this one, why? Because it was amazing all throughout. I was like, this is 5-star. Like, nothing can change this for me. The whole way through is a 5-star. Literally the very first page, I was laughing out loud. I was cackling. It was embarrassing. She is so good with humor. She's kind of remind me a little bit of like Megan Quinn, where she just so effortlessly just puts that humor in there and just squeeze it in. You don't even know what's happening, but she's really good at it. And it's called Pot Shot. So what the FMC is trying to open up her own pot store. She likes to help people for like medical reasons for herself and for others, and she likes to help people. And then the MMC is a doctor, very much like straight edge, doesn't like any of that. They are enemies from high school, but it's also a second chance. So they were together, they're enemies, then what? Check her out. You won't regret it. If you like Megan Quinn, I think you'll like her as well. The next book, finally, the DC Star series. I finally started it. Don't get mad at me. I've only read the first 2 so far, but I read Face Off in the first half of the year by Chelsea Curto. I have been told endlessly to read this series, and I knew I'd love it, so I don't know why it took me so long. I love hockey romance. I love an interconnected series full of just like the teammates finding their girls. Like, I knew I would love it. I don't know why it took me so long to read it. And honestly, just like looking at the different books, I didn't think that I would like Face Off as much as I did. I thought it would be kind of like the one that I read to read the rest of them. But I loved it. Maverick Miller has got to be a top MMC for me from now on. And it was so good. I would love to reread it, but I need to continue on with this series before. I did read Power Play, but I read that after June. And the final book that I want to talk about from my favorite of the 28 that I read from January to June is another one you might not have heard of, called Love and Other Brain Experience by Hannah Brohm, I think is how you say her name. I'm so sorry. I probably said that wrong. I'm not good at pronouncing names. But if you like STEM romance, like an Allie Hazelwood kind of STEM romance, like Love Hypothesis kind of vibes, this one is for you. It was so good. This was her debut novel, and I loved every second of it. It was a 5-star read for me. It was so good. They're academic rivals, and it is also fake dating, which just gets me every time. So if STEM romance Allie Hazelwood is your vibes, you need to check her out. And also, it's so nice to support an author that's newer and needs that recognition, especially when their books are so good. So please check her out and give her love, because she is so sweet. All right, those are my favorite books that I've read so far from January to June. So those were the favorites of my 28 books that I've read. So I'm actually filming this a little bit later in July, and I've already read 32 or 33 books, I think. So I am making my way through for the second half of the year. I would love to know what your favorite books are that you've read this year. Is there any up here that you see that are your favorites? just because I have them doesn't mean I've read them. So if there's something up here that you want me to read, let me know, and let me know what your favorites are, and I can't wait to talk to you soon.